All right, fellow YouTubers, just a quick tour of the outfeed table and sort of combined workbench that I built for the Dewalt 7485, the little job site table saw. Lots of plans for these on YouTube. Some people even have actual dimensions and cut lists and things like that. I don't have that. But I just built this kind of on the fly after watching a bunch of the videos and figuring out what was going to work the best for my shop. It's about 5 feet long, about 39 inches wide, 36 inches high, give or take. Sits on 4-inch casters. The trickiest part was probably sizing the shelf for the table saw to sit on so that the outfeed table was a nice match. Ended up using a little bit of folded sandpaper to kind of raise the platform just a hair, which is a trick that I saw someone else do. So I intentionally cut it a hair low, and then I just brought it up to the height that I wanted with folded sandpaper, knowing that it's easier to bring it up than it is to let it down. So I added a few other little bits and pieces on here. I built some custom spaces to hold the Dewalt screwdriver and the impact. Kind of want to do the same thing for the couple other tools, including the little circular saw and the jigsaw, and probably one of the tools I use the most, which is my little blower, which is underneath there somewhere. Man, I use that thing probably 10-15 times a day. It's my electric broom in the shop and everything else. But nothing too fancy on this thing, with the exception of what I added today. The Bosch Glide 12-inch miter saw is something that I was really interested in getting for a while. I've had a Harbor Freight Chicago Electric 10-inch miter saw for a really long time. It's been okay for most of the things that I've done, but I really wanted something a little bit bigger, and quite honestly, it's just a cool tool. But I put it on these flip-up wall, I guess shelves you call them. A lot of people use these to put a temporary workbench up in a garage or something like that. The weight capacity is 500 pounds. Got these on Amazon. I'll try and find a link that I can share with you guys. So I put this on today with a piece of 2x10 and a piece of 2x4, and then some 3/4 inch plywood. Mated it all up so that when it's up, it's just a hair below the surface of the workbench top, just so that nothing ever bumps into it if I have something big that's out feeding in the table saw. I'm sorry, and the miter saw is not on here. However, I did bolt the miter saw on pretty well. Bolts in the front with nuts, lags in the back into the 2x10, and man, she just does not budge. So lifting this up, it's heavy. But once it's up, man, it's amazing. Doesn't seem to flinch at all with the weight that I have on it with the boards and the saw. Again, like I said, I think it's a 500-pound capacity, and if I'm at 100 pounds, I'd be surprised. So that's good. Also made sure that it wasn't sort of trying to tip the other end of my little rolling workbench up, but the weight of the little job site table saw and the other stuff that I have, I don't think that's an issue. Quite honestly, it's heavy enough that even if this thing was empty, I don't think it'd go anywhere. So yeah, I think if there's any interest in doing something similar, I'll definitely try and go out and find the link for these folding arms to do something similar. You could pretty much do this off of any workbench, I think. Folds down real nice. So that's it. Hope you guys dig this. If there's any comments, I'd appreciate it. Thanks.